Sing a happy song. La 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 la, Smurf the whole day long.
That's not the song I wanted to start with. We have to start this over. So I don't want to start this Monday morning finish line with Smurfs. This is the song I want, so let's start it over again.
It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everything is everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want
There we go. It's Monday morning finish line. It's Mike Newman. It's Overreaction Monday. Not really, but man, oh man, I got a lot of things to talk about this morning. Monday morning finish line. It is March 12th. Okay. It's been a long weekend, okay, for me. How's everybody doing? I hope you had a good weekend. We're not going to talk about a ton of meets today. We're going to talk about New Balance Nationals Indoors. We're going to talk about Batavia Distance Madness, the DGS Relays that were last Monday, and maybe a couple of other things. So here we go. So for New Balance Nationals Indoors. Caitlin Hart's 16-mile run. I want to start with that, and then I'm going to go to Clayton Mendez, and then we're going to go to everybody else. Caitlin Hart is trailing most of the race. The girl from my notes. What's her name? I don't know. I didn't write her name down. It's Pennsylvania runner. Marley Stoppier. Great runner. She's run 4:43 for the mile. She starts to push the pace halfway through the race and builds up like a 4-second lead on Caitlin Hart. Comes up to the bell lap and it's still 4 seconds. And I'm watching. I'm like, Caitlin's going to run a good race. I hope she runs a fast time. She's going to get second. And then the runner from Pennsylvania, she's feeling this fast pace. Legs are starting to wobble. Her face is straining. And here comes KK. Caught her in the last 20 meters. She's a national champion, sophomore national champion. The first three finishers, I think 3 of the first 4 finishers in that race were sophomores. Jeez. But KK Hart, I salute you. What a fantastic race. Interviews were great. She did an interview on the live webcast. She also did an interview with Steve Underwood. But a great race by Caitlin Hart. Also, Zach Bradford. Oh my gosh, that pole vault was great on Saturday. I'm telling you. It was going back and forth with the makes and all that. Bradford was behind going into his final attempt at 18 feet 1/2 inch. I wish I had the video for that. I'd show you the video. He was behind. And he said in the interview afterwards, he's like, yeah, I love those third attempt makes, especially when you're in second place and you need it to get into the lead. What a great comment by Bradford. And he nails it at 18 feet 1/2 inch. National champion. We had 2 national champions coming out of a small contingent from Illinois. It's not like New York or Massachusetts or New Jersey. That are like, this is it, this is a great thing. They start track in December, and they go to March, they take a month off, and then they start in outdoor track in April sometime. We in Illinois, well, February, mid-February, run a few races, big races, end of February into March, and then at the end of March we have our indoor, the top times. So, that gets me to Clayton Mendez, and boy, Clayton Mendez, jeez Maurice, what a great race. But he was in section 1. So Billy Poole Harris, his coach from Whitney Young, calls me on Wednesday, I think it was. He's like, what are our chances of getting into the second section? And he should have been. Well, geez, 2-time All-American in the fall and cross country. Maybe you should get in. Ran in Scotland for the United States team. Jeez. And I'm like, I don't think the chances are good. They're pretty tough on that, blah, blah, blah. So Clayton runs section 1, and he ran smart. He made the push at the mile, 4:35 the mile, comes back, runs a 4:31 negative split. Matthew Meinke from Wisconsin, jeez, put a scare in that final lap, but Mendez takes it forward a few hours ahead of time. And you have the second section, Brody Hasty. And I'm watching the pace. And I'm watching, I had taken splits down. I'm like, okay. They're 4 seconds down. They're 3 seconds down. 4 seconds down. 3 seconds down. Oh, 2 seconds down. Now in the mile. Keeps going. They finally caught up with a 1 3/4 miles. They were on the same pace that Clayton was on. And wouldn't it have been nice for Clayton to be in that second section? I would have loved to have seen what would have happened there, because they were on pace. Hasty ran a filthy 59-second final 400. He has that speed at the end, but he was at that point he had already started his kick. He would have been 3 seconds ahead of Mendez. So as soon as the race is over, I'm ready to tweet. Billy calls and he's like, you know, we should have been in section 2. Billy was going crazy. I'm going crazy. I was pissed off. And then Billy sent me these notes that he got from, going back and forth to the NSAF. Whoops, wrong way. So, no, it's not. Okay, there we go. It's a, sorry, the note from the NSAF. The NSAF says, sorry, he cannot be moved up. Our rules are very clear and we are sticking to them. I'll do it. I'll finish it as Trump. Wow, seed. Alright, jeez, I can't do Trump. Seed on current seasons only. Believe me, last year's marks can get you into the race, but cannot use fewer seeding. Jeez, bad grammar here. Seeding committee is 100% committed to that. Clayton has only a 9:26.56 this year, and that does not get him in the fast section. Believe me. I'm going to go golfing now. No. And then Billy replied, he came back from Scotland running with Team USA. That 2 mile was his first race back. He's looking forward to racing fast, and his fitness has been proven over the last several months. I ask you to reconsider. And then this tool comes back and says, come on, it's a national championship. Are you really asking us to consider every athlete's personal circumstances? Because it would be considered Clayton's that we would do it for everybody. We can't do that. It's all about the times he has run this year. Wait for this, okay? Hard to say. If this meet was a goal, you should have been sure to qualify. Yeah, so Clayton, if you were coming back next year, I would say blow off all the cross-country stuff, nationals at the end of the year, and start going for those qualifying times in December. Or give me a break. Then, so, I'm going through, I'm whatever, off, and I'm going through the results. I'm reject. If you can name my ringtone, I'll give you a Diet t-shirt, what the heck. So any case, one of my duties, I'm the national director for TFX, for athletic.net, getting the results in and everything else. And one of my big responsibilities this weekend was getting all the results in for New Balance, and so that the results would get up, we get the videos parsed, blah blah blah, it gets up on their app. And I'm going through the 800 results, and I'm double checking and making sure they're attached to their teams, all of this stuff. And I come upon a kid, Matt Rizzo from Bronzeville. He got 7th in the 800. He ran 1:52.5. I'm like, cool. I'm checking his record, just making sure it's showing up in his profile. He didn't run an 800 indoors. He was in the fast section. I checked athletic.net. I checked mile split, and the kid hadn't run an 800. So how does he get in the fast section? It's total BS by whoever this tool that Billy was talking to. The kid, oh, so no, the kid ran a 600, ran 126 in the 600. He ran 1,000. He ran 227 in the Section 1 finals of the 1,000. In the finals, he goes to the state meet, he gets 6th. And that gets you into the fast flipping section of the 800? You've got to be kidding me. He didn't run any 800s. How does his time, if he has no time in the 800, maybe, I think he ran 158 last year as a sophomore. That gets him into the meet. I don't know if it gets him in the meet. I don't know. So what is the time? There's so many double standards with this BS. His 1,000, he gets 6th in New York. Oh, I forgot. The New York State meet is the best indoor state meet in the nation. Give me a break. Serenity now. Serenity now. So, there, I mean, we saw this during the fall with the politics going for Nike Cross Nationals, and Lyons Township didn't make it. And they should have made it. And they were 2 or 3 points behind the Carmel. They would have, Carmel finishes 9th or 10th at Nationals. LT would have been right behind. Then you have teams like, on the girls' side, Saratoga Springs. They were voted in on name recognition. Kelsey Chimmel was sick the week before. But we don't take personal, we don't consider the personal stuff. Desert Vista, they ran great at Nationals, but they got 8th, but they shouldn't have been in that meet because they got 4th behind Tempongos. And Tempongos gets 20th in the meet. But if you're the coach of Desert Vista and you're on that selection committee, sheesh, you could push that through. Yeah, it has nothing to do with politics. What a bunch. I have so many notes from NBN with everything that happened. I'll write about it. It'll come out during the summer and people will get pissed at me and all of this stuff. You don't have any proof, Mike. I got plenty of proof, dude. Jeez. So, I mean, there are a lot of great things. DeJure Miles, let's get away from that. Clayton Mendez is an All-American. 4th place. I would have loved to have seen him in that championship race. There'll be other races that he's going to be able to prove himself. Thank goodness for that. Woodpeckers. So DeJure Miles did not run the 200 prelims. Qualified for the finals in the 400s. Gets 4th. No, she got 5th. She's an All-American. Marcellus Moore runs a fast PR, 681, but he's like in the next, it looks like he's in the next section because Anthony Schwartz, 659. Yeah, Anthony Schwartz. I know he's Mr. Wonder Kid in the sprints. He ran, I don't think he ran indoors last year, but he ran 10.17. That gets you into the meet by not running a 60 indoors? Those were his first indoor meets. But geez, he deserved to be in there, ran 6.59. But those standards again, it's those standards. So Marcellus Morris runs a PR 681 twice, misses All-American status by 300ths of a second, 100. And yeah, this is one of those days. Then you have in the finals of the 200, he gets nipped by Okimi Moore. But gets 4th overall. He's an All-American. Connor Artman was 8th in the finals of the long jump. He comes back in his final jump, gets 6th. Chloe Lindemann, Fulton in the girls' shot put, 3rd place. Hayden, Chandler Hayden, I'm screwing up your name, sorry. I wish I would have written the notes down for that. She gets 6th in the weight through. She's an All-American. So there were some great performances. Ariel Summit and Marnie Sullivan in the 800 and the emerging elites ran great. Mary Young looked good. Didn't make the finals in the 200 or the 60, but she was close to her seasonal best. Amani Carruthers made the semis of the hurdles, didn't get to the finals. I think she was 10th, missed by like that much. So that's all I have to say about New Balance. I'm sure I'm going to get a phone call going, kind of should have said that. It's the way I feel. So I was at Batavia Distance Madness, and the closest finish of the night was this one. So what an amazing race between Tyler Cushing and then Keel Ghosh of Downer South, Matt Rickman of Caneland, and Matt Blanco of Oswego East. Each of those guys tried to take the lead. The sophomore wouldn't let him pass. It would have driven me crazy trying to make surge, and this guy's passing you and then slowing down. He won't let you pass. I think I would have thrown it. I would have thrown a 65 or a 66 in that fifth lap. I would have just, or that quarter from the mile to the mile and a quarter. I had one time where I was in a race and Newton told me to do that in the middle of the race because people were just sitting on me and kicking my butt down. And I did that the one time and it worked, and for that race. But Cushing, he has a lot of guts, not letting anybody pass, and you saw with that finish, pretty good. Also on the boys' side, meet record by Charles Harders. Hey, the guy's the real deal. 155 split at DGS Relays, and then he runs 157 in the Open to win it. Riley Wells, 1A champion, got boxed in and got second in that race. In the 1600, Sean Mason goes with about 500 meters to go. He gets passed by Sweda and by Chagalis, but Mason comes back, wins in 4:18, number 3 time in the state. On the girls' side, 3200. Now, I was hoping to see Sarah Schmidt run against Abby Lopez. Abby Lopez wasn't there. She ran the following day in Indiana, ran 11:02. Go figure. I'm not her coach. But Sarah Schmidt, looking at her watch every lap, was on pace all the way, ran at 10:34 solo by herself. Hannah Ricci was second in 10:58. So Schmidt ran that by herself. Can't wait to see what she's going to do outdoors. 800, Rachel Hickey, gone. Got stuck behind the pack early. She wanted to take the lead early and just lead throughout. She took the lead at 400 and then just kind of blew away the field, won by almost 2 seconds, which is a lifetime in the 800, running 2:16. A good opener. She had run an 800 earlier, but it wasn't like this meet. And then the mile, Grace McCabe outkicks Riley Revord. Hinsdale had 5 runners in the final section. McCabe takes the lead with the quarter to go. Revord takes off with 200 to go. McCabe takes the lead and wins in 5:01. So some great times at Batavia. You can check all the videos out on runnerspace.com. Go into the search under Batavia Distance Madness or go on to ilxctf.com and you can take a look. We have the link for all the videos free of charge. Help yourself, have fun with that. DGS Relays, those are under plus, but there's some great races. Downers Grove North, 755 in the 4x8. Neuqua Valley, 131 and change from section 4, the 4x2, and then watch the end of this race in the 4x4.
Batavia, 257, and here comes Adams. He's got Proviso East. And he has Batavia. Brandon Adams. And Manuka's got it. 3:24.5.
I mean, Brandon Adams comes from third, runs a 48.3 anchor, and gets his team the win in about 3:24. Adams ran at New Balance, ran 50 point in that race. Girls side, Downers Grove South, great anchor leg by Aaron Reedy, 2:13.9, wins it for them. The 4x2, West Aurora pulled ahead, but now I can't remember who won it. I feel bad. The 4x4, and you can catch all the videos. I'm drawing a blank here. It's been a long weekend. I apologize. So, also, Zach Kinney at York. I'll have the video up, I promise, sometime Monday afternoon. But ran 4:15. Great mile race for the small meet at York. 3 runners under 4:20 in that race. Crazy with O'Connell and Ryan Kennedy. Sean O'Connell from Hinsdale and Ryan Kennedy under 4:20 in that race. So check that out. That'll be up on ilxctf.com. And I'm not going to say anything else. I'm going to keep my mouth shut for the rest of the week until we get to Thursday and we get into conference meet weekend. Last big weekend of indoor invitationals before we go to Illinois Top Times. Get to see some fun times. Get to see Zach Bradford. Maybe go higher in the pole vault, but we'll talk about that later. A lot of things going on. Get to see Caitlin Hart run, whatever she decides to run, and so on and so forth. So, oh, and one more thing too. Shout out, Charlie Forbes of Nutrier. Shout out to you, dude. You ran great in your section. Ran 9:49, winning section of the 3200. But came up to me afterwards and says that he watches the show, and so that's a shout out to you. And that's about it. I don't know what else to say. I'm tired. I'm exhausted after ranting like that. Don't rant without a cause. Maybe with a cause or whatever, but if Mendez would have lived on the East Coast, he gets in. I wanted to say that. If Lyons Township was an East Coast team, or in the Southwest, they would have made it in. It's politics. Politics needs to be out of this sport. But we'll get into that in another day. So, have a great week, everybody. Have fun at your conference meets or invitationals or wherever you're running this weekend. But have fun. So, until the next time we talk, this is Mike Newman from Monday Morning Finish Line. I'll be seeing you. Bye.